If you've hit a dead end with an ancestor, these forgotten record types might be your breakthrough. You've checked the census, you've checked birth, marriage, and death records. Still stuck? Today I'll show you 4 overlooked ancestry collections that can spark real aha moments. City directories, tax lists, passport applications, and Poorhouse records. You can use these records to fill in the gaps, prove moves, and add color to your family story. In today's video, you'll learn what each record is, why it matters, exactly where to find it on Ancestry, and a quick tip to use it like a pro. First up, city directories. Think of city directories as the phone books of the pre-telephone era from the 1800s and early 1900s. City directories were published yearly or every few years. They list residents, addresses, and often occupations. So why do city directories matter? As you know, census records appear every 10 years, but life happens every single year. Directories let you track people during the years between the census. That's huge for solving the 1890 census gap. As many of you know, the 1890 U.S. Census was almost entirely destroyed in a fire. So there's this huge 20-year blackout for many families. By using city directories, you can spot moves, job changes, marriages, and find widows. As you review the city directories, you may all of a sudden see that the wife is listed as Mary Smith, widow of John. That's incredibly helpful for identifying when a spouse died. Here's a quick story. I had a man in the 1880s, and then nothing until 1900. I checked directories year by year, and boom, he showed up in a neighboring city working on the railroad. Later entries showed a new address and even listed his adult daughter at the same place. The timeline snapped into focus. He hadn't vanished. He moved for work. So where can you find them on Ancestry? Let's go up to the search box, go down to the card catalog, and then in the title, type City Directories. You go down to the U.S. City Directories, 1822 to 1995. Here's a pro tip. When you find your person, scan nearby names at the same address. Borders and neighbors can be married children, in-laws, or siblings hiding in plain sight. Next up, tax lists. Tax lists are annual or periodic lists of taxpayers. Depending on place and time, you'll see land taxes, personal property taxes, poll taxes, and sometimes quirky items like window or clock taxes. Look at this tax record right here. Check this out. They're actually taxing the number of clocks that you have in your home. If you see a state of in the next year, you just narrowed a death window. Now let me show you where to find these on Ancestry. Go up to the search box, go down to the card catalog, and in the keyword, just type the word tax. Now you'll find federal and local sets like IRS assessment lists from the Civil War era or county tax rolls. Some are indexed, others are browse only, but it's still worth it. Now don't just check one year. Run through several blocks of years and note the neighbors. Changes in who appears next to your person can signal moves, marriages, or land transfers. Next up are the passport applications. Applications people file to travel abroad. Many U.S. applications include rich personal details, and from the 1910s onward, many have photos attached. These passport applications can list full birth dates and places, occupations, current addresses, physical descriptions, and for some immigrants, naturalization details. Before the 1920s, a father's passport could cover a spouse and minor children, so you might see entire families named. I was once helping a friend with their family tree, and we looked at a 1920s passport application which named the exact village of birth in Europe and included a passport photo, the earliest picture that my friend had ever seen of their ancestor. So let's go find these on Ancestry. You go up to the search box, go down to the card catalog, and we're going to type in the name passport. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you come up with the U.S. passport applications 1795 to 1925. Click that, and then you enter the last name of your ancestor. I would go broad rather than narrow, and then click enter. And don't forget, when you're viewing these passport applications, to click on either the previous page or the next page. The photo or extra notes are often found on those pages, and you definitely don't want to miss those. Next up are the Poorhouse or Almshouse records. Records from institutions that housed people who were poor, elderly, ill, or without support, called poorhouses, almshouses, poor farms, or county homes. Folks who struggle often left few standard records. Poorhouse registers can list names, ages, birthplaces, dates admitted, reasons for relief, and what happened next. Either they were discharged, transferred, or died. Some entries even mention who paid the costs or where someone was sent, creating fresh leads. This isn't about shame. It's about truth. Many everyday people stayed briefly due to illness, job loss, or widowhood. These records can explain a sudden disappearance between censuses and may be the only place of death or movement that was recorded. So let's go find them on Ancestry. Once again, we're going to go up to search and go to the card catalog. Now you can search for words like poorhouse, almshouse, poor law, workhouse. If you know that your ancestor lived in the UK, you can look for poor law or workhouse collections. I am just going to type, let's just type poor law. Okay, and these are going to be workhouses that are over in the UK. Let's see, Scotland, Bedfordshire. Click on a collection here. I can browse this. Oh, I see, we can pick, specifically. Okay, let's pick Bedford. Wow, all sorts of choices here. Outdoor relief, inmates' property. Huh. I'm not sure which one I would release. Oh my, workhouse punishment book? Goodness. Let's choose workhouse medical book. And I'm just going to pick the earliest year. This would be a browse collection, I believe. And go through and let's. Oh, that's the cover page. I mean, the actual book. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead. I'm just going to pick a page. I want to see what we're landing on here. Quantity and provisions. I wonder if it's two-sided. Yes, it is. Okay. So you have the left side and the right side. Boston, Thomas Boston. When he was admitted, nature of the disease that they came in with, how many days they attended. Oh, I see. He admitted to the sick board March 30th, Debility was the disease. And then you can see here's the 30. Here's our date, 30th, 31st, and then April 1st, 2nd, 3rd. The number of the dietary on which placed. I don't know enough about, oh my goodness, what they ordered, what they consumed. Beer, wine, brandy, gin, eggs, butter, tea, arrowroot, milk, tobacco. Oh my gosh, this is fascinating. My goodness. Well, I can see myself going down a rabbit hole with this. But anyway, I'll skip ahead because I know this is not what what you came here to learn. Anyway, the Poorhouse and Almshouse records are not as straightforward as if you just went to the passport applications. Generally speaking, because there were workhouses all over the country, and so each workhouse or poorhouse will have its own register, and you do have to know a little bit maybe about where your ancestors were at the time, if you lost track of them, if it was in Ireland or New York or Australia. So this may take a little bit more digging. While you're doing your research, if you come across a death certificate for your ancestor that lists county home or poor farm as a place of death, search that institution's registers or the county's overseer's records for burial and cost notes. Now you have 4 powerful tools beyond the usual birth, marriage, death, and census sets to look for your ancestors. Your next step is to pick one stuck ancestor and try one of these records today. Revisit their timeline and look for one new clue: an address, a job change, a village name, a date of admission, and then follow that thread. And hey, don't do this alone. Join my public Facebook group, the Diehl on Genealogy, where we support each other's passions for family history and help each other break through brick walls. Share your questions, post your wins, and get feedback from folks who get it. And feel free to drop a comment with your aha moment, and if this helped, like and subscribe for more fast, practical genealogy tips. Well, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Good luck with your research, and we'll see you in the next one.